So what are we here for? We're here together because we're part of Education for All, and we're a large proportion of New Zealanders. The government estimates because they don't keep proper figures, that there are 100,000 children and young people with disability or learning support needs attending early childhood education in school at the moment in New Zealand. 100,000. For these children and young people, a learning disability is the most common type of challenge, but this group is very, very diverse, like everybody. Every one of these 100,000 children has a family, a centre or a school, and lives in a community. It's time the government made a commitment to all of us, all these people, and inclusive education. Yes. I am Maggie Rose and Sally's mum. They're both here. Maggie is 20 and in year 14 at high school. Since Maggie was born 20 years ago, her dad, who's also here, and I have been constantly advocating, organising, and often arguing and fighting for her and other disabled children and people to be fully respected and included. As a parent, I personally coordinate the parent support group at my children's high school. I'm part of the Schools Inclusive Practices Working Group. I help to organise my daughter's education. I'm also an early childhood teacher. Along the way, I got a doctorate in inclusive education. Over 20 years, I've sat on countless special education advisory committees, written and presented submissions to inquiries and reviews, been to millions of conferences, and I've lost my place. Forums and meetings. I don't work because I haven't got the time or the emotional capacity to do paid work and do what I do to care for and support my child and my family in the world. We are actually all incredibly reasonable, patient people, and we're all experiencing the same sense of frustration and sometimes despair at the situation that we find ourselves and our children in. And I'm not just talking about families here, I'm talking about educators as well, and disabled people, schools, teachers, early childhood centres, teacher educators, tertiary institutions. We currently have a system that makes it very hard for us to provide an inclusive education for everybody, wherever you live in New Zealand. Educators and families are trying to make the best out of a very bad situation every day, and congratulations, hats off to you and all of us for doing that. And for everybody here getting together, sometimes we are pitted against each other by the government, teachers and families. Well, hello, teachers are families and families are teachers, and we get on very well together every day. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to hand over in a moment to Rachel Noble. Just before I do, I just want to summarise what we believe that we all have a right to. Every child and adult has a right to fully participate, succeed and benefit from education, and that's lifelong education, early childhood through to tertiary. Everyone has a right to participate in society. The whole system needs to change. It's not just one little fix-it sort of issue and then we're all better. No more tinkering, no more taking off support from one child to fund another. No more making us compete against each other for meagre resources and support. We deserve a well-funded, responsive and workable system. Our education system must be supported and resourced to cater for every child and young person, regardless of their learning needs. Thank you.